The Gallerist is a dark satire set in the contemporary art world, and Natalie here plays a gallerist who finds herself in a predicament slash opportunity, perhaps, and ends up having to sell a dead body as a piece of art. And Jenna plays Kiki, her assistant slash more than assistant, I would say. Well, that makes you guys sound like lovers, which
Partner.
maybe they are. Who knows? Just the art world in general. It's like, how far can you go? And I think that's sort of the question of contemporary art right now, is constantly, ever since, Marcel Duchamp decided that a urinal was a piece of art and called it the fountain. I think it's always been this question of like, what can be contextualized to be art, what can be art. And so it just kind of felt like a natural endpoint of that question in a way. And I think recently there's been so much buzz in the art world for pieces that make you question it, like whether it's the banana that's taped to the wall. Even this year, there were these amazing, did you guys see this? Like the robots that had like the Jeff Bezos face and the Mark Zuckerberg faces, and they were like pooping out pictures. It was pretty incredible.
Pictures of what? Of them?
Pictures that they were seeing. They were like little robots, and they were looking out to the people, and they would...
Oh, like taking photos of the audience.
Correct, yes. Yeah. I mean, just crazy stuff like that, right? And so I think we didn't have to look far for inspiration.
Cathy sent me the script, and I was so blown away by the character portrayal. I think it's also, like, you can understand why we were able to attract such an amazing cast, because alongside getting to work with Cathy, each of the characters is so perfectly drawn. Like, they're really, really specific and funny and just wild, and you've never seen anything like it. And Cathy described it to me in our first meeting as a lot about compromise and kind of the slippery slope of compromise in art. And that's obviously just like a fascinating question to spend time with.
The research wasn't too difficult. I've known a lot in my day. I started working on sets when I was a kid, so oftentimes the people that you're interacting with the most were the PAs, who are so hardworking and so loyal and incredible. And Kiki is very funny because she's got a confused moral compass, I would say. She's got really good intentions but terrible execution. So it was funny to kind of take somebody who was so fierce and passionate and respecting and really looked up to someone as insane as Polina, but then also kind of have that internal struggle of, okay, I want to do the right thing, but also I want the success and I want the, so it was very fun for me. It's been a while since I've played kind of a zany character like that who, just was very expressive and almost over the top at times, which is great. And then, I had to think about I spent a lot of time in the bathroom stall in this movie, so I did some good thinking there.
Intriguing. Okay, I guess.
And you became a very good auctioneer, I would say.
Thank you very much.
Very, very good.
That was really scary.
Pro.
The cadence and just.
Yeah, I did watch a lot of Sotheby's auctions. Yeah.
That is so tough to do. So you were actually running the auction in the film. Without giving too much away.
The director already did.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was incredible to get to explore that whole industry, universe, planet. It really is a completely parallel universe to the one we live in. Early on, Cathy recommended this book called Get the Picture. And that was really helpful as sort of like background of all the kind of different aspects. And then we had an amazing art consultant on the film, Rob Dimon, who explained a lot to us, took us to Art Basel in Paris, Art Basel Miami, went and visited like galleries in Miami, met some gallerists, met some artists there. So to kind of get the specific flavor of the art scene there, which is quite different than anywhere else, and different art fair also. And really helped kind of understand that whole ecosystem of the business of art and the commodification of art and how that works alongside actual creation and actual passion and artistry, and sometimes they're in opposition, sometimes they're in conflict, sometimes they work together.
There was a few of the art pieces that were maybe a little sexually charged that were very tempting and curious to walk past.
We had good cast dinners, and it's such a wonderful cast, and Zach Galifianakis is absolutely hilarious. So it was a blessing whenever he was on set.
What was great too, shooting Paris for Miami, but then all these set pieces are coming in, and then the palm trees being covered in snow.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
And having to wait for them
was
to like
really
thaw
funny.
so that it actually looked like Miami. It was silly things like that were. It was a great image.
Yeah, and there's a lot of, I'll say it this way, physical comedy in this movie too, and it was really fun to see everyone sort of let loose and sort of get their, but you're also kind of dressed in, like, ready for, an art balzo opening. And so I found a lot of humor in this struggle, and the inherent sort of comedy and struggle of these women in their like high heels or it's like small dresses, and the physical comedy that we had to do because we're doing a lot of continuous shots and choreographed moments, and there'd be physical comedy in like big gestures, but also like in the tiny gestures. And I think it's just fun to be making a comedy, because if you're not laughing making it, you have really no hope that people are going to laugh watching it.
Before I let you go, Natalie, can I just ask you about your wearing of the badges? I feel like I want to address that.
Yeah, what's going on in our country right now is absolutely horrific with what the federal government, Trump's government, Kristi Noem, ICE, what they're doing is really the worst of humanity. And then we also have the best of humanity for the way people are showing up for each other in community, and Americans coming out to support each other and protect each other and fight against injustice. So I could not be prouder to be American right now by the way the Americans are acting, and I could not be sadder to be American right now with the way the government is behaving.
That was so beautifully put. Thank you for saying that. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, very excited. Thank you.
Thank you.